Hey everybody, it's Chugga Conroy! Welcome back to more Kid Icarus Uprising. In the last episode, we went to Phoenix Mountain in hopes of fighting the Underworld Army, and in hopes of beating Hades to the Wish Seed, before finding out the Wish Seed was unfortunately a hoax. We fell for it, and as Palutena predicts, so will all of humanity. In this episode, we'll be finding out what happens next, but first, of course I want to go into gear as usual. I have now used every single weapon type, so I kind of am at a free-for-all, and I'm able to use anything I want. I think I'm going to go ahead and fuse some weapons because I don't really care for anything that I got in gear, actually. I'm going to be fusing my iTrack Orbiters with my Easy Cannon to make the Stealth Claws. These have invisible shots by default. I also like those stats, though, so I think I'm going to go for that. As usual, I'd like to cover one extra thing before we get started here. And you know what that means? It's time. Time for the best feature in any video game ever. A feature so good that I have obsessed over it for hundreds of hours of my life. The incredible, the amazing Street Pass! Of course! In all seriousness, Street Pass is awesome. It is like the coolest idea Nintendo has ever had. And seriously, Kid Icarus Uprising is a game that utilizes this. What you do in Street Pass is, you take one of your weapons and you put it inside of a gem. That gem will get delivered to anyone who Street Passes with you. You are not giving up your weapon to do this. It just is merely obtainable by people that Street Pass with you. You can still use it all you want. It'll show your records, as you can see up there on the top screen. You can take these gems that you have gotten, and, well, you can see there's my personal records if you wanted to compare it with me at all. I can sell that weapon for 198 hearts, so that's kind of nice. You can get a little bit. Or, if I wanted to get this weapon myself, I could pay 105,800 hearts to get it, yeah. So that's kind of how that is. So here are my personal save files. You can see I have a lot of weapon gems that are all really, really good, and I have yet to, redeem any of these. So that's all nice and good. But I wanted to talk about the colors of these gems. As you can see here, we got blue that is sub 150 value. These are the absolute weakest types of gems, so you can see at a glance what their value is instantly, and it'll give you an idea to gauge just how good it is. Next up, we got green. This is going to be 151 through 200. Next up is yellow, which is going to be 201 through 250. This Midnight Palm here is an orange, which is going to be 251 through 300, and then 300 plus gems are going to get you red. As you can see there, I had a red gem on both of my files, and we got a red gem right here. But just whose red gem is this, you might ask? Why, it's Proton John's. And you can see there that he's done an average intensity of 5.5, and he's beaten 89 people in multiplayer, and he's Street Passed 605 times, yada 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 yada. But the great Proton John's records look like that. And can we flash on screen what my records look like? Okay, seriously, I won't be an ass any longer. It just feels really good to beat John at stuff. I'm sorry, but it does. Anyway. That's actually not all there is to Street Pass. On top of that, you might notice that right here, this weapon is from Palutena. For the first year that Kid Icarus Uprising was released, you could enable Spot Pass in the settings, and you would get a random weapon gem from Palutena once a day. I can also fuse gems, and for a reduced price, make custom weapons out of them, so they're kind of rewarding you for being creative and not just ripping off your friends. But that pretty much does it. That is everything there is for Street Pass. Nice thing, actually, is that you get 100 hearts for free for creating your first Street Pass gem. That's pretty much it. I'll see you guys back at the move out screen. Now, as we head on into Chapter 11, there are no intensity gates, so it's going to be a 7.0 intensity. But I just want to say, I've gotten a lot of comments, people saying this game looks incredible for a handheld game. The music is awesome. The graphics are amazing for a handheld. The characters are so good. The dialogue is great. I want to say this. If you thought this game was incredible before, hoo boy, you ain't seen nothing yet. This here is where I was blown away the first time playing it. Chapter 11 here is where things really, really heat up. And first time playing it, I was amazed, and I had to just marathon this game to the end. I was that hooked. So, we got an awesome chapter ahead. Let's move out!
Officer Pitt, reporting for duty.
The humans have fallen for Hades' hoax. They're killing themselves over that fantasy.
It looks like entire nations are fighting each other.
The Underworld Army is here to gather souls. Clearly, they expect many casualties. We can't stop a war this big right now. Focus on the Underworld Army.
Roger. things are going exactly as Hades planned.
He spread the rumor about the Wish Seed, and the humans were gullible enough to believe it.
If only we had a chance to tell them the Wish Seed was a fake. Now look at them. It's like they've lost their humanity and all they have left is brutality. What's wrong?
I have to pull you back, now!
Huh? Whoa! Whoa, what was that?
I shot it, I do say so myself. Good riddance, human scum! The world's better off without you!
That was the goddess of nature, Viridi. Pit, go check things out.
I'm on it.
So you're the famous Palutena. I hear you've been busy.
And you're Viridi, ruler of the earth and all living things.
I didn't know I had a fan club.
Why have you done this?
Humans are driven by selfish desire. They think only of themselves. They were killing each other for what? A wish? A fake wish? They've strayed too far from their intended path. That's where my reset bombs come in. To help return Earth to its natural state.
But aren't humans living beings too? Yet you think nothing of exterminating them.
That's rich coming from you. You don't seem to have much of a problem slaughtering underworld forces.
But that's totally different.
We're defending the earth and heavens from those who seek their destruction.
Then let's do it! Just when he thought Hades was our only worry, in comes Viridi. So adorable, yet so mean-spirited, and she is crazy, which just makes her so creepy, yet so awesome.
Humans massacre Earth's creatures, decimate the trees, and exploit the land. They're the twisted ones. They're enemies of life itself. Tell me, Palutena, why do they deserve special treatment?
Because of all creatures, humans are closest to the gods. Gods cannot intervene in mankind's affairs as you have. You have no right.
No right? Humans are trampling over the rights of every other living thing. Should I just sit back and watch as they continue to destroy the Earth? No. I must exterminate them all before it's too late.
There's just no reasoning with her.
I have to admit she has a valid point. But wiping out humanity is not the answer.
I agree completely. You've given us no choice but to oppose you, Viridi.
Oh, that's brave of you. But the forces of nature?
This twisted version of nature and everything here. It's so awesome. Things are so heating up. For those that are curious, Viridi is indeed based on mythology. She is Gaia, the spirit of nature. She does not spend 5 very special rings to 5 very special young people. Instead, she nukes the crap out of anything that opposes nature with her reset bombs. She is... I'm sorry, she's such a badass. She looks like a little girl, but man, she is tough.
I'm surprised you've survived this long, Pit.
I'll take that as a compliment.
I think it's time you meet one of my finest warriors. Come on out, Cragalanche.
Pit!
Welcome to the reset bomb. We are going to have to take this thing apart bit by bit.
Are you okay, Pit?
Now, Pit, you are the captain of Palutena's guard, yes? I look forward to seeing how you fare against Cragalanche.
You should be more worried about how he fares against me.
Careful, Pit. I need you in good shape. Besides you, all I've got are the Centurions. You know, maybe I should open a boot camp to toughen them up.
Still wouldn't give them muscles like these.
Alright, so as we're here, as you saw there was a human that was in trouble. I was able to save him by shooting him in the face. I don't get it either, but what I do get is the fact that he gave us a grenade. If you see any humans, you want to save them. Because there are loads of enemies all over the place because we are playing on her turf. These over here are nutskis. They're basically the mono eyes of the forces of nature. That thing over there that just shot me was a pew-pew, and those enemies up there shooting the water are dippledops. Yeah, the forces of nature are probably my favorite enemy names ever. They are so silly. I mean, they're natural things like acorns, water, mud, things like that, but it's just like, they're such weird enemies, and they just have such hilarious names. So, I gotta say, Viridi, I don't know if you name them yourself or not, but I am a fan of how you, or whoever names these things, because they are incredible. Over here we have a Zert that will, paralyze you.
In this force.
There must have been a town here.
These set bombs won't harm wildlife or natural habitats. Their only purpose is the obliteration of humankind.
Oh, is that all?
I suppose that accounts for all the life in here.
In a few years, this place will be completely covered in green. Flowers will bloom, trees will grow, and the natural food chain will take over. It will be mankind's winter and the beginning of my spring.
She is so twisted. We gotta take her down. So, as we're in here, this over here is a hugworm. I hate that enemy. It's basically like the Sinistu of the forces of nature. It'll grab you, hug you, and just keep doing damage to you. Okay. And I also gotta say, it is really disorienting fighting with these stealth claws because you can't see your own shots. And while I didn't think that'd be too bad, and while it can be nice for multiplayer because people can't see where the shots are coming from, it's so weird. Just not being able to see it. We got a small hot spring right here. It won't recover much of your health, unfortunately. In fact, that's pretty much about it right there. It's the size of the body of water is actually relative to how much health you get. And so as a result of that, we have kind of already depleted the hot spring's hotness. That sounded kind of weird. Get rid of you, Dibble-Dop. Don't like you. If the Dibble-Dops actually hurt you, they rack up a lot of damage on you very quickly, so that's why I really don't like them. Doesn't look like I have anything here. So let's go the way that we're supposed to. We got some floor ice cream over here. Yummy. Again, I don't know how there's ice cream in ancient Greece. Over there is a Toxicap. It'll launch these eggs at you, which are, well, poisonous. Speaking of which, I just got hurt there. Got ourselves a bomber arm. Oh, rare treasure fish! Rare treasure fish! Oh, no, Urgle, no. Go away, Urgle. I don't want you. I don't want you. Especially if your name is Steve Urgle. I really don't want you. Okay, there we go. On this jump pad. Get rid of these pew-pews right here. I gotta say, I know this is Viridi's home turf, but she really knew where to stick these enemies. They are in really frustrating spots. And, oh no, Lithinium! Ooh! That flower will fire its laser at you, which, as you can see there, yeah, you really don't want to get hit by that. They behave similarly to those petrification enemies that we fought in Chapter 9, but they don't petrify you. Okay, it's official. I need a health recovery. Bad. Okay, I got rid of the Lithinium. Over there we have a blader, I believe. It's in flight right now. When it's in flight, it shoots lasers. When it's on the ground, it will obviously blade you. Got another human over here. Another Dibble-Dop. What is it with her and using Dibble-Dops? Man, they're everywhere. Good, we got some chocolate. I really needed that. And I think I'm just going to ignore these enemies because I'm getting kind of tired of it, so I'm heading up here. Whoa! Of course, from ignoring enemies, the Zert gets... Whoa. Okay. It really doesn't want me ignoring the enemies, I can tell. Let's get rid of the Zert. Oh no. Crisis recovery, please. I am doing not very well. Granted, I'm not really the best Stealth Claws player. I think it's kind of awkward not being able to see your shots, though, but I wanted to give it a try here just to see if I can do well with it, because I like the stats on it.
Can't go any farther, so I've set up a grind rail.
Alright, and we go to the grind rail. Luckily, you don't really have to worry about getting hurt on these much, though, because you're kind of being forced to move forward, so it'd be kind of cheap if they were able to shoot you. So I'm very glad that we're able to just go through here without much of a problem. Alright. Oh, Lithinium. Head up here. And it can't do anything to you. I guess we could snipe it from up here if we really wanted to. But I'm going to go over here and get this treasure chest, take out that Dibble-Dop, and I got Rocket Jump. Okay. Got another Urgle over here. They are the standard melee enemy of the forces of nature.
Man, look at the face on this guy.
That's a jitter feather. Melee attacks won't hurt him at all when he's red. And when he's green, shooting him won't work. What are you gonna do now?
I guess I'll just melee him when he's green and shoot him when he's red.
But... oh, darn it.
Thanks for the advice.
And thank you for doing my job for me, Viridi. That was a close one. I honestly don't know if I'm going to really make this. This is getting kind of worrying because I already used my crisis recovery and I hit crisis mode again against that jitter thug there. So I'm really not sure how things are going to go here. I could make it to the end, but I might not. I can't believe how disorienting it is not being able to see your shots, but that's going to become irrelevant here because
You're a lucky angel, Kit.
Believe me, I know. These things drive smooth.
Plus, they provide protection and firepower. Is that good design or what?
Ether Ring, my favorite vehicle, the gods. I'm so glad we got one of these here when I'm having trouble. It's so nice to have. Let's take everything out, and as we head down here...
This place is big.
There's another ether ring in the middle of that giant tree.
But why there?
That's Viridi.
I installed it for my army use, but no one passed driver's ed.
I'm not surprised.
Can't believe you didn't think of that before.
You were attacking! I was busy! Leave me alone.
Does that mean that she designs these areas, like, seconds before we arrive if we were in the middle of attacking when she put it there? I don't know, but what I do know is I like just how every time there's any kind of villain involved in a conversation about vehicles, it's always about them not being able to drive. I don't know, I've always found it kind of funny. You can get a renewed ether ring up here, and I actually recommend that you shoot the other ether ring as much as you can until it blows up. This sounds incredibly stupid, but you'll see why that's important later, because shooting it until it blows up actually will help you later on. I know, it's really stupid, but that's how things are. As you head down here... Come on. Okay, there we go. It'll spawn 2 Lithiniums. You just want to shoot the rock there in the middle, and it'll blow them both up instantly. Get yourself a treasure chest containing another power. I'm getting a lot of powers, by the way. I'm not really sure why. I'm not really complaining much, because powers are great, but... I don't know. I guess I just kind of feel like I want more variety in my weapons, though, because I've been having to fuse weapons a lot lately just to get anything new, and it's been kind of bugging me. But as we head up here... We got... What is it with these Dibbldoffs? I mean, they don't have much health, but oh well. So we head down here, check it out.
What is this? A hot spring. A huge hot spring!
It's nature's bathtub.
Ah, this is so good. After having that tiny hot spring earlier just not being enough, this is great having a huge hot spring. Get yourself a free grenade right there out of that. We got a maze. I believe if you just head as far up and right as you can, that's kind of the ideal path. There are all kinds of twisting paths, and I'm not sure if there's any treasure chests along them. But what I do know is if you head up here, you have a Toxie Cap, which you can use your grenade on. You might want to use it on that Hugworm if that gives you trouble, like it does me!
Many of her troops are made of natural resources like wood, dirt, and rocks.
Eco-conscious down to her troops. Everyone's going green these days.
I'm not going green. I've always been green. I use cloth shopping bags. I compost my food scraps, and I separate my recycling into 15 types.
Now this is a goddess who sweats the details.
I could learn a thing or two from her.
Seems I was actually wrong. I remember the correct path, and it's actually turning left after you've jumped up one time. This is where you're supposed to end up. And check it out! The new enemy, Lurch Thorns! Speaking of worm enemies that just sit there and mind their own business while you're just an ass and shoot them. Okay, now this one actually does fire projectiles at you after a while, but I've had plenty of them that I've been able to take out before they've been able to even do that. I'm not sure what it is with worm enemies or whatever, though, but they need to be liberated, man. They just sit there and take your fire in, like, every video game, and they never fight back. We got yet another Jitter Thug over here. Just dodge out of the way of his shots when he's green. Just keep dodging and sneak up on him from behind whenever you can. He will drop you a flame card, allowing you to inflict burn on enemies if your weapon does not have burn already. I believe the forces of nature are typically weak to fire. I don't know if that's just the Pokemon trainer in me talking, but it's always felt like I do more damage whenever I have burning on my weapons. So that'll help you out at the very least. Over here we got Bladers and a Boom Stomper! Boom Stompers are melee-ish. They kind of act like clubs where they are pretty much melee attacks, but they have a charge attack where they fall down, and that will allow them to do range damage to you that does a lot. So they're interesting, I suppose. They fall over after a while. They're susceptible to confusion, as you're seeing right here. They aren't really that tough to avoid, to be honest, because they can't really do much to you to attack you. But yeah, that is the last gauntlet of enemies.
Okay, let's go.
As we head down here, it is time to face off against Cragalanche. As we saw on the flying stage. Grab your drink of the gods and head forth.
Thanks. Cragalanche, huh? What are you, a monster truck?
Pit, huh? What are you? A hole in the ground?
Guy doesn't talk much, does he?
He's a rock. Last I checked, they're more the strong silent type. Tell you what, I'll do the talking for him. Cragalanche, run!
Cragalanche straight on won't do much damage. Swing around him to attack him from behind. To do this, keep your reticle fixed on him. Get up close and dash left or right.
I'll just check the how to play move for details. It looks like there's a weak spot on his butt.
Ah! Oh, he was supposed to get that fixed.
Thanks for the tip.
I didn't say anything.
It's butt kicking time. Literally.
Oh, I love it. So Cragalanche here, he is mostly melee attacks. He fights a lot like a club. He has some pretty good dash attacks, but he's pretty predictable in how he moves. Of course, I say that and I take a lot of damage. Okay. As long as you keep dodging left or right, you shouldn't have too much trouble. As long as you attack him from behind, you can stun him. There is indeed an achievement for attacking him without doing any damage to his butt. Not the easiest one in the world to get, even on low difficulties, because you can oftentimes hit his butt without even realizing you've done so, especially if your attacks pass through. I know, it's kind of frustrating. I thought I could do it there. Let's give me a health recovery, please. I could go for a brief invincibility and a tirelessness. There we go. Okay. Let's take you out. Let's hit you. There we go.
In your rock face.
That's your idea of a victory taunt? Please.
I'm glad that I did that. I thought for sure I was going to die and have to play this on 6, but no, I did it on 7.
You put on quite a show there. But you should know that the next reset bomb is very nearly complete. Now where do you think I should drop it this time?
You can't do that.
First Hades, now Viridi. We need to figure out a plan.
She's such an interesting character. Just the fact that, like I was saying, she was so adorable, but yet she's so twisted. It's awesome. That's not a bad bomber arm, actually. Pop head orbiters. I forget what these actually have for their effect, but that confusion +4 is looking good. Poison attack level 1. Rocket jump level 4 is not too bad. Effect recovery level 1. Okay. And what I was saying before is that as soon as you clear Chapter 11, you get a new board of achievements. Yeah, just when you thought there were 120, no, there's even more than that. And you see, I have gotten a lot of them. Holy crap. I have a quarter of them already. Let's see, I got 50 treasure boxes, staff with running speed, 3,000 enemies, get turned into tempera. I actually have a failed recording where I got turned into a tempera that I'd like to show you right now. I was originally going to use that. The reason why I didn't is the fact that I actually died due to a glitch later in the stage, thus knocking down the intensity 2 whole pegs. And I thought it would just be so anticlimactic if I fought Medusa on only 5.0, so that's why I decided to redo it, because I just felt like the final battle just wouldn't have been challenging enough if I used that recording, though. But I had plans of showing it eventually, and I just did. Let's see here. Wow. Lot of 20 souffles. I didn't think I did that. 50 weapons. Okay. But the reason why I was telling you to blow up that vehicle using the shots from the ether ring is, if I can find it, there is an achievement that will get you 1,000 hearts that is destroy a vehicle with another vehicle, and that is a super easy time that you can knock that out of the way. I also want to point out that you can see that Viridi is part of this picture, obviously. I think you can also see that there are some characters we haven't met yet standing alongside her. Ooh, foreshadowing. We got 3 feathers here. I haven't gone over feathers yet, actually. They are basically free spots. If there is an achievement that you don't think you're able to get, you can use a feather on it to get it for free. Only problem with that is that it will mark that you used a feather on it for all to see for all eternity. And even if you do it legit, it will never go away. Ugh. But that does it. We have met Viridi. We have taken down her commander Cragalanche. However, she has told us that she has yet another reset bomb ready to go. Next time on Icarus Uprising, we'll be dealing with that in Chapter 12, Wrath of the Reset Bomb. See you guys then.